guy is here. We got the popcorn. We're all ears. By the way, I watched that Diane movie last night with Mary Kay Place. I am so depressed right now. Thanks.
I'm sorry. It's a sad movie.
I love her, but
yeah. Well, let's not talk about popcorn. Let's talk about those sundaes over there. I want one of those.
Okay, you can have Adam. But first, tell us what to watch. We need something.
Well, you know, Netflix kind of held off on a new release, a new original film this last couple weeks. I think mostly for marketing purposes for Stranger Things. Season 3 was out on the 4th, and I think they were just pushing everything just to focus on that.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, a big award for, or not award, but it's longest binging or whatever. Did you hear about that? The longest most people watched or something like that.
Yeah.
This weekend.
My daughter was all over it.
It was crazy. I watched it in one day. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal for me. But there are some notable films just released on Sunday and today with a little screen gem, Meryl Streep. So the first one, you know, there's kind of a long time joke with Meryl. You know, no matter what film she does, she's going to be nominated for an Oscar. It could be the worst movie ever.
For the most part,
and she's going to be nominated. So I was actually expecting it this year, but it didn't happen for her most recent film, which is now on Netflix, Mary Poppins Returns.
Didn't even know she was in this.
Yeah, she kind of plays this small little character. She plays Topsy-Turvy. It was, you know, not an original, so, you know, there wasn't as much expectations compared to Mary. You know, we were expecting, what, you know, was that going to be a letdown? But really, Meryl Streep, we didn't know what to expect, and it was kind of a fun little scene. It kind of felt like Willy Wonka a little bit.
Okay.
You know, the room kind of gets smaller as we go and stuff. And it also was kind of a recreation of the laughing song. You remember I Love to Laugh? Yeah. And in the original, they're all laughing on top of the ceiling stuff. Instead, we kind of flipped the ceiling in sense. So Mary's second cousin, she wants to make very clear, Topsy-Turvy is her second cousin.
How about they have the penguins?
Yeah, the penguins is great. But on the second Wednesday of every month, Topsy-Turvy's house goes flip. We just saw that a little bit ago. There's not a long scene, so there's not much to go there. But, you know, the biggest, I think, the risk she took was, I mean, she is also, her character is supposed to be kind of an Eastern European, Russian kind of a character or something. Yeah. So they decided to make that character with the accent. So sometimes that's a risky thing to do the accent.
Not for her.
But, you know, it worked. It definitely works. She's done amazing performances.
Overall,
with
did you like the film?
I love the film. It's great. It's a very nostalgic feel, and I've always grown up loving Mary Poppins. So, you know, sometimes people complain because it's a sequel. They really should have done it in the 90s, really, when those kids were growing up, the original kids, the original Banks kids, and Julie Andrews was still healthy enough to do the part, but I still think it was a well-done performance.
Oh, good. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I think anytime, Mary Poppins, I mean, I know I've watched it I don't know how many times through the years, and now I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, this will be a good
Check it out. It's on today.
All right. And the second film.
The second film, we talk about another risk she took. She is in The Iron Lady. She plays Margaret Thatcher, of course, the longtime Prime Minister of England, the first female Prime Minister of Great Britain. And, you know, she's kind of dealing with these struggles as she is, it's kind of set throughout the early 2000s as she's kind of going through dementia, and her husband's dead, even though he spends about 60% of the film with her. Yeah. So she's kind of hallucinating, and she's trying to get rid of him. So it was very interesting. But, you know, they're dealing with the terroristic activities that were going on during her prime ministry, her term, and some of them that were happening now in the 2000s. So I will say the timeline is a little bit confusing because she doesn't look that different from the 80s and from the 2000s. There's not much of a difference, and you know the major deal would be you don't see the husband, but you do see the husband.
Right.
So you know, so sometimes I got confused where we're at in the story, but for the most part it's a well done film, and she's connected with a lot of Oscar people. I was really surprised the stand-up performance right there was Alexandra Roach, who played her young version of Margaret, and she was great. She hasn't really got much of a career since, and it's kind of disappointing that she did kind of a really nice little performance.
Really?
There's a great little scene where she's sitting there talking to the guys, and she wants to speak her words. You know, she's got things to say, and they're like, okay, go with the wives. You go outside and go talk to the wives. You know, that typical you leave the room. And I was thinking she was going to say, I'm not leaving. But I think they were kind of show how she grows to get to that point where she became the Iron Lady.
You wouldn't have done that when we all knew her.
Exactly.
Yeah, so your first impressions here were good then.
Oh, yes, definitely. And she has a pair of great Oscar winners with her. She's got Jim Broadbent, who plays her husband. He won the year before this film. And great performances, Moulin Rouge, Harry Potter, She was in Game of Thrones. Also, Olivia Colman, who is now the reigning Best Actress winner from this year. She played her daughter. Very nice little kind of, I didn't know that was coming. I was like, oh, wait, I've seen her before. So, and you know, that was kind of an, I don't know if it was a controversial year in 2012 when she won. But she defeated Glenn Close for Albert Nobbs, which another one of those we talked about a while back ago when we talked about Glenn Close, and she played a male. Also, Viola Davis in The Help. I think The Help was a much more well-rounded film. But
that was a dandy for sure.
She won pretty much outright every other award show. Yeah. So and you know she's going to be nominated again this year.
Well, you know she'll be nominated for something.
There's already websites out there that are talking about all the film festivals. And
it's just always good to see Meryl Streep. It just
no doubt. You know you're going to get a great performance. So
all right.
So you'll get to see that, and we are unfortunately we're out of time. We wanted to talk about Steven Soderbergh's The Laundromat. Is it out? Yes or no?
No, that's the movie she's going to probably get nominated for.
Okay, all right.
That's the film she's going to be. She's in this year. They've already they're already talking about who's probably going to win because of all the film festivals out there have already pretty much the people have predicted these people are going to be nominated. These people are going to be nominated, and she's right there in that list.
Maybe we can talk about that more next week because I would like to know more about that. Maybe I'll just watch it anyway.
Film
Guy, thank you so much.
Ozarks Live will be back in just a minute.